You're listening to the Craft Messages That Matter podcast. My name is Theo Capodistrius, and I'm going to talk to you about all things communication, public speaking, TEDx, and all the things in between. These are going to be short episodes, and hopefully you'll gain a lot out of it. Sit back and enjoy today's episode. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Craft Messages That Matter podcast. My name is Theo Capodistrius, and I help professional service providers and business owners to demonstrate their value through their voice and through their own words. I do this through a range of presentations, workshops, and public speaking and communication coaching programs. I share a range of free content to help those who may be wanting to improve their communication and public speaking skills. Feel free to explore my website www.theocap.com.au and of course all my social media profiles for free tips and tricks to just help you get going along the way. Okay, let's get started with today's topic. Through a range of conversations I've had and messages that I've received across my social media platforms, there seem to be a few reasons why people actively avoid public speaking. The first is because they lack confidence to speak. This is something we'll touch on in a future episode, as I know it affects so many people. The other is a lack of control. The minute you get up on stage, you cannot control what might happen. But you can ease the pain of both of these issues through having a presentation preparation process. Yes, that's a little tricky to say, isn't it? But you know what? That's okay. The presentation preparation process. In today's episode, we're going to run through the 7 steps to prepare for a presentation for your success. Step 1 is research. There are going to be a few things you need to research in order to be as prepared as possible. The first thing you'll be researching is your topic and ensuring that you know it well enough to be able to speak about it and to feel more capable to stand up in front of everyone and speak about it, of course. Prepare all relevant facts and figures to show that you have a full understanding of the topic at hand. The other piece of research that you'll need to do is to understand who your audience might be. This is something I refer to pretty regularly because it is so important, but you need to know who your audience is, what information they need, and how you can best serve them. This is going to be really critical, and for some, it's going to be super obvious as to who your audience might be. If you're speaking at an industry-specific event, you'll know that the people in the audience are likely to be part of that specific industry. If it's a broader conference or event, you might have to think a little bit harder and really present your information in general terms so as to not be too narrow for the people that are listening to you. Step 2 is really honing in on your key message. You should already know what you'll be speaking about, but you'll need to really clearly define the key message you'll be sharing. In the world of TEDx, we call this the through line. The through line is the common and consistent theme that connects everything together. Once you have that sorted, you'll then be able to establish the 3 main elements you'll be talking about. You don't want to overload your audience, so generally 3 key points is sufficient in order to really take home and send home those key points that will really help your message stand out. Keep the messaging and the key points as simple as possible. You want your audience to understand exactly what you're talking about in a really clear way. Step 3 is to illustrate your points. Next, you'll need to think about what this illustration looks like. What I mean by that is, with every main point you make, you need to be able to back it up with some facts, some statistics, some figures to show what it looks like and what research says about it. Also including some story elements to show the point you'll be making and to really bring it to life. Give some examples. Show some real situations. This is a social proof that people need to convince them. Make sure you grab some paper as well, or open up your Microsoft Word and put these key points down. You'll need to make sure you map out what those key points are together before you actually get going with a PowerPoint presentation if that's something that you need to do. And this is really important. Really make sure you understand what you're talking about before you just grab some pictures and make a PowerPoint look pretty. If you need help with the structure for your presentation, I have a free guide which I'll share in the show notes as well. Step 4 is your materials. You'll need to think about the supporting materials for your presentation. Using a PowerPoint presentation is an awesome way to keep the audience engaged. You can use some pictures and video elements, and when you're talking about those facts and statistics, you can show some of those numbers on screen. A PowerPoint presentation can also help you out in terms of keeping you on track, helping you really establish what you're talking about, helping you to remember what you're going to say next, and keeping those key points at hand as well. Step 5 is practice. The only way you're going to become really awesome at something is to practice. You've heard it a million times. Practice makes perfect. And practicing might be really hard because you're trying to be like what you've seen on the TED stage. But those people have significant amount of professional coaching and training to get them to that point. So you just need to focus on progress over perfection. The best way to practice? Practice in front of the mirror. Practice before you go to bed. Practice in the shower. Or maybe you want to practice with some awesome AI software. It's free and it's called Udly, which I use as part of my coaching programs as a tool to assist and help my clients to become even more amazing. Step 6 is record yourself. The only way to know if you're doing a good job, which you are, actually happy about, is to record yourself and to watch and listen back. This is going to be really painful because we don't often know what we sound like to other people. And then when you hear yourself, it might become a bit of a surprise. But this is truly one of the best techniques to help with identifying areas of improvement and reviewing what worked, what doesn't work well, and what can be used to make your presentation even more amazing. You can also use the AI tool I referred to above, Udly. And a service I also offer which incorporates that is called Power Presentations AI and can be used to help provide you some one-on-one coaching to help perfect your presentation and to take you to the stage, real or virtual. Step 7 is to deliver your talk. You're now ready to deliver the talk on stage. Approach the stage with confidence. Find yourself. Feel your feet. Become really comfortable with your place on stage. Know where your water is. Focus on someone in the audience who you know, or someone who's just smiling and happy. Look around. Enjoy the moment. Hold your head high. Take a breath in. Hold it and breathe out. And go. You've smashed it. Nice work. All right. Thanks everyone for listening to today's episode. Be sure to subscribe and follow, rate, review, all of that awesome stuff. It will be greatly appreciated. I mentioned above that I have a free download available on my website, www.theocap.com.au, called the Ultimate Presentation Structure Guide. And this will help you to create the most awesome presentation and gives you a bit of a structure you can use again and again. If you want to practice or upskill in a virtual meeting or any sort of presentation at all, I have a service called Power Presentations AI, and it may be just what you need. It combines coaching with me, the artificial intelligence platform called Udly, and heaps of really useful feedback. Well, I believe it's useful anyway. And I'm sure my clients will also agree that it's useful too. In addition to that, I offer one-on-one coaching programs such as my popular 3-month program. Be sure to follow me on social media channels for the podcast, CMTM underscore podcasts. And of course, look for me on Instagram, TheoCap88. And feel free to find me on Facebook and LinkedIn as well. Bye for now and catch you soon.